Undaunted 2200 Callisto is part of the celebrated Undaunted series designed for 2 players. But what if you have 4 players instead? The 4-player rules for Undaunted Callisto divide the players into 2 teams of 2 players each. The 4-player game uses the same rules as the 2-player game, with the following exceptions. Anytime you communicate with your teammate, it must be in the open so your opponents can hear. No secret communication of any kind is allowed. Each player chooses a force and builds their own starting deck and supply as stated in the scenario. However, the players will share a supply of interference cards with their teammates. 1 player on each team is the commander, as denoted by the command marker. At the beginning of the scenario will be the LFA captain or breaker supervisor in the starting deck. The role of the commander will alternate between the players during the game. As with the 2-player game, you play Undaunted Callisto in 3 phases. The 2 commanders will draw 4 cards from their deck to create a hand. The 2 non-commanders will draw 3 cards. Only the commanders will bid for initiative, just like in the 2-player game. The team that wins initiative will take actions first during the round. The player turn begins with the commander of the team who has the initiative, followed by the opposing commander, then the non-commander of the team with the initiative, and finally the non-commander of the team that does not have initiative. When you move the captain or supervisor into your discard pile for any reason, you instead place it in your teammate's discard pile. Then give your teammate the commander marker. On the next round, they will be the commander with all the pertaining rules, including drawing 1 more card, bidding for initiative, and taking their turn before their teammate. You can use the bolster action to target your teammate's supply. Be sure that any squad restriction on the action is met. Cards that are bolstered from your teammate's supply are placed in your teammate's discard pile. You can use the command action to target your teammate's deck if they have not played this round. The cards commanded from your teammate's deck are drawn into your teammate's hand. Keep in mind that the command action cannot target the deck of your opponent. Remember that anything which impacts or targets friendly personnel will include your teammate, such as the guide action or transporting their units. And that is how you play the 4-player rules in Undaunted 2200 Callisto. Thank you for watching. You can find more videos on how to play games, along with rules explanations, play examples, unboxings, and more when you subscribe to the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel. In addition, there is a monthly Speak Out and Play podcast which is posted on the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel on the last Wednesday of each month. The audio version comes out 48 hours earlier on Buzzsprout and Spotify. At least 1 new video is released every week, so I will see you next Wednesday.